All right, and now we're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. All right, we're not going to sing that song, even though the next line is about the lock and key, which is, yeah, and then the next line I should have changed that lock. I should have just made you leave the key. This is like, okay, I just did that by accident, and it kind of works out kind of nicely for this demonstration, doesn't it? I will survive lyrics for the key to off. Okay, anyway. I love just making my laugh on these videos and going, I don't know if anyone else is laughing. At the very least, if y'all are laughing at me, that the comedian in me makes me happy. If I just know that you're right. No, I'm not cutting the beginning of this video. This is too funny to give up. Okay, so we left off with our login logic successfully working. Welcome back, Percy and his tail. Hello, buddy. I promise you're gonna get lunch after this video. All right, dude. No, don't chew on that. Don't chew on that. Come on. Man, height of professionalism, y'all. We're getting distracted in my own video by my own jokes and singing a song, and then my cat Percy decided to come and visit and start chewing on my cable wire. Don't do that. Okay, we are going to actually use that JSON web token library to finally start building up some tokens. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Have I installed it yet? I don't think so. I have not, it seems. So if it's not installed in my package JSON, to the terminal we go, stopping the server. I like to clear this thing and clear out that output just so I have a clear terminal window to work in. That's CLS for commander. That's actually built into your commanders. And I think you write clear on Mac terminals to achieve that, FYI. Okay, so we need to npm install JSON web token and the typings for JSON web token, just like that. Alrighty then. So there we go. We got our JSON web token, right? If I have my JSON web token package installed, let's come up here and actually import it and begin building tokens with this cool little library. So I'm going to include it at the top because, again, this is how I like to do things. My import structures here, import asterisk as JWT from JSON web token. That's going to be our TypeScript import right there. Okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, I thought I heard something in the other room. My other cat being crazy now, right? So now that I have that import structure placed there, what I can do with it is simply come down here and say, okay, I want to make a token. I'm going to say jwt.sign is as easy as that. It's called sign is how you make one. Sign takes at least, at minimum, 2 arguments. It takes the payload, which is at the end of the day, nothing more than a JavaScript object that you're trying to create here. And it takes that payload, Percy, buddy, and there he goes, because someone came home. So it takes the payload, which is a JavaScript object, right? That's all it is. You can, Windows, why now? You can take a JavaScript object and populate it with whatever you want. I had a buddy in Discord asking the other night and this morning, some, relevant for this video right now, but not for future students watching this months from now, wondering, when did he mean now? Like back then or now? So I had someone in Discord asking questions about what should be in the payload. And remember, I talked about this in the concepts portion. These things are encoded, not encrypted, meaning you put in them whatever you want them to make a claim about. I'm a token that belongs to user ID 1, which is the only user I have in our database here, if you recall, here in this, not to-dos, this one, the select star from users. I only have one. That is the wrong one. Hold on, where did I put it? What did I call it? Yeah, keyed off. Use, select, and boom. We have one user right here on this particular schema. So the only token, the token information that I care about is who does this belong to and maybe their email. And that's really about it. That's all I really care about. So what I'm going to say is, remember, nothing sensitive can go in here because anybody can look at a token. They just can't modify it. So this token is going to have a user ID property that will be my userfound.id. So it should have a value of 1. Let's include the email. So I'll say userfound.email, and maybe this person will always be a guest. So if that's not managed inside of my database, I can set a role of guest on this token. Or if you want to use number-based systems, maybe guest roles are the number 1. So 1 is guest, 2 is power user, and 9 is admin, for example. So you can set up whatever scope you want for these tokens. This payload is an object you populate with data that will help you down the line. That's it. All right? It's not meant to be anything secure. It's just meant to make some claims that you have to validate. So how do we validate it? Remember that signature we talked about back in the previous video about, I need to close Discord because it's going to be blowing me up. Quit. All right. We need to also provide our secret signature to this sign function. And if you recall, back in our config index, we had our JWT.secret as part of our config. So I can come up here and I can say import my config from config from up one more into config, just like that. And now I have it available here in the scope of this file. So over here as a second argument, I can provide config.jwt.secret. And now, if I'm not mistaken, TypeScript will be happy and stop fussing at me. And there we go. We now have our payload. Again, we populate it with whatever we want. We sign it with our secret as the second argument. Now remember, these tokens will just exist forever, and I talked about using them on short expiration dates, so if someone gets a hold of it and starts doing malicious actions, we limit the amount of time they can do that by setting an expiration date. To do that, yeah, that wait until it sends. We provide a third optional argument to the JWT sign function that is this object of data like that, including how long it expires in. You can provide date.nows and doing your own math. You can also provide strings to say, I want this to expire in 15 days, 30 days. We can have it expire in 15 seconds, 15 minutes. It just depends on what you want to do. If I'm testing error handling, I'll come over here and change my expires in to be very short so I can test logging in, successfully using the token, and then making sure I test what happens when it's expired, for example. But we'll put it on 15 days just for this little example here. And let's just send the token as the response, and that's it. I'm going to move the return to the new line just to make it look a tad bit cleaner. There we go. That way, a successful login simply makes this token, sends it as a response, and then this router is now done. So let's go give it a shot. Bad credentials. Test once again. Test, test, test. My server's not running, so nothing's going to happen. Psych. Fooled y'all. And built. And once again, invalid credentials. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. All valid credentials. We got ourselves a token, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. That's it. This is a successful login. 100%. All you need to send. You can send more information if you want to for your front end, but ultimately this is all that needs to happen. We've gone to the hotel. We've gone to the front desk. We've asked them to check our reservation information, our check-in information. It all checked out. Here's your key card, good sir or madam. I'm going to copy this token thing here, and I'm going to open up a new Chrome page. Go to jsonwebtoken.io. Like I said, these things are encrypted. I'm going to paste my token right there, and yeah, check it out. That is indeed everything I set up information-wise for my payload. But remember, I can't say, ha 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 ha, I've intercepted this token, and I'm going to make myself, because I know Luke likes to do this, I'm going to make myself an admin role on his entire website and break everything. But remember, this token will never validate because we know what it is, but a hacker, as long as they don't know what your env file is or what your signature is, or your signature is too weak, as long as we don't know what that signing secret key is, what did I make it anyway? I don't even remember what I made it, which is probably a good thing, honestly. This is a secret, LOL. So as long as they don't know to type that here, they cannot actually modify the payload, get this token, and attempt to use it against us. They are stuck using it with its original value, and that's it, which is why we don't put anything secret inside of there. Only information that allows this token to make some claims, going, I belong to user ID 1. That is who logged in. This is their email if you need to look that up. This is their role if we need to know what they're allowed to and not to do. And then this IAT was issued at, this EXP expires at, which is 15 days difference. So we would have to write some kind of verification logic down the line, which we'll be working on here in the next set of videos, that uses this comparison as well to make sure a token hasn't yet expired. But that's it. Next video, we're going to talk about how we can actually take this created token, come back to our pizza route, block ourselves out, then take the token, apply the token as this authorization tidbit here, and allow ourselves back in. And that will be the gist of auth. And we'll cover passport and things like that down the line. Ta-ta for now.